Unexplained technology. The coordinate trap. Okay, so last time we talked about Napoleon's black prism, right? Well, those strange Greek coordinates we found on it, they don't point to some dusty old tomb. Nope, they lead us straight to the seafloor, right off Antikythera Island. Picture this. It's 1901. A bunch of sponge divers are chilling out near a storm, and bam! They trip over one of the biggest mysteries ever. At first, everyone just thought it was a regular old Roman trade boat. But trust me, what they found was anything but regular. Yeah, they pulled up statues and coins, sure. But then they found this ugly, corroded lump of metal and wood. Looked totally worthless, right? Except it wasn't. It took scientists decades to figure out what that gunk was. Guess what? It was the Antikythera mechanism. Crazy, huh?
Beyond a calculator. The official story, the boring one, says this crazy clockwork thing was just an astronomy calculator. A genius way to track the planets. Sounds nice, but let's be honest, it's a total cop-out. Why? Because the folks back then barely had decent water mills. They absolutely should not have been making these complicated gears. Seriously, this tech was supposed to be invented 1,000 years later. It's like finding an iPhone inside a T-Rex. Makes no sense. All right, let's look at the Chronos theory. It's way cooler. The Antikythera mechanism wasn't a calendar, it was the control board. Check out the blueprint. See that empty hole right in the middle, where the core should be? That slot? It's the perfect size for one thing, Napoleon's black prism. Boom. That slot was custom-made for the prism, so that sunken ship wasn't carrying olive oil. It was a Black Ops mission to unite the power source, the prism, with the engine, the mechanism. They weren't trying to predict the stars. They were trying to fire it up, the Chronos Gate. When these two parts finally click together, the machine's actual job becomes crystal clear. It didn't just track the stars, it used the stars' alignment, where the universe is weakest, to open a door. A tiny temporary hole in space and time. Dramatic pause. We're talking about an ancient early access key to the entire universe. Mind blown. We call it the Chronos Gate. But hey, you needed serious precision. Mess up a little calculation and you're toast. Total disaster. Which is probably why that courier ship got sunk. Someone figured out how dangerous this tech was. The engine was stopped. The battery was disconnected. But wait, we've got power and we've got control. What about focus? How did they aim that crazy energy beam? Where's the steering wheel? The final piece of the Chronos protocol wasn't for calculating or destroying. It was for aiming. You need a steering wheel for your engine, right? Well, the steering wheel was carried by the first, totally doomed group to try and settle the new world, the Roanoke colony. Yep, they were carrying the lens.